I'm Rod/Brezov of GameSpot, and I am here with Team 8's Jaedong, who is here for the MLG KESPA Partnership Tournament, which is happening at the Spring Championships in Anaheim, California. And I'm joined by Jonathan, who is going to be translating for us today. Jaedong, you've been to America a few times for WCG and for BlizzCon, but this is your first ever MLG. What are your initial reactions and feelings about being at this event?
The first thing that strikes me is the passion of the fans, and the feeling is different because I've never really experienced this before. This kind of cheering and just kind of maybe the soul of the fans. It's a little different in Korea where they're more reserved, and it feels a little weird, but in a good way. And I'm very pleasantly surprised.
Now, I've been asking this question to all the Brood War players, but you're used to playing in front of huge stadiums, and you played in front of beaches and an airline hangar in front of what seemed like tens of thousands of fans. How does this event compare to those fans?
I feel like there isn't much difference, but the fans of different countries just show it in a different way. So maybe in Korea, you might hold a match in the beach. You might have it in an airline hangar. But the American fans show their appreciation in a different way. I don't think the appreciation is different. But, like, for example, the cheering, the screaming particularly. And when you come out of a win in an American tournament, it feels very good because of the cheering, because of all the support behind me.
되게 소리도 많이 질러주시고 되게 이겼을 때 그런 열광적인 그런 환호성이 되게 큰 것 같아요. 그런 부분이 좀 많이 다르다고 생각이 들어요.
Does all that cheering affect the way that you play, or maybe the way that you celebrate afterwards? I mean, Firebat Hero is kind of infamous in Korea for doing these kind of crazy celebrations after wins, but you could say here, the hype when you win far exceeds what happens there. Do you think that will change the way you kind of act?
I do think when I hear the screams of the fans, I'm kind of absorbing their energy, like kind of integrating their strength into my own. So I definitely do feel like it has an effect on my playing, on my morale. And in regards to ceremonies, I feel like I've been a little short-handed on ceremonies, and I do feel bad about that. But ceremonies are always kind of like a spontaneous thing, and I feel like that ability for a good ceremony is within me. I just need an appropriate situation and kind of the spontaneity to bring it out in the right moment.
충전이 되는 느낌이고, 그렇게 하면 되게 힘이 많이 나는 것 같아요.
Well, there's no better moment than tonight. So you're going to be playing in the 8-man exhibition tournament with the other 7 KESPA players. How are you feeling going into the tournament?
I don't feel like I'm that good at Starcraft II yet. But it is comforting to know that this tournament will be just among my peers, as in my KESPA peers. And of course, I want to get first place. But the thing that really makes me secure is just the level of support from just the sheer amount of people here. It makes me feel secure about it. Yeah.
How long do you think it will take you to get to the level of StarCraft II that you are in StarCraft I?
I think it's difficult to put a definite time in it because I'm playing StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 at the same time. So I'm not able to fully dedicate myself to StarCraft 2. So if I do have to give an answer, I feel like it will be a long time, even though I can't give an estimate. But based on my current practice schedule, again, because I have to play both StarCraft 1 and 2, I feel like it's a disadvantage, so it would take longer than normal.
정확하게 얼마나 걸린다고는 말씀을 드리기가 좀 어려운 것 같고, 조금은 그래도 길게 잡고 해야 될 것 같아요.
So a few months ago, when Nada was here for MLG Raleigh, and I was talking to him about the Brood War players switching over to StarCraft II and the different races that everyone plays, he told me that Zerg, the Zerg players in Brood War, would have the biggest opportunity to move over to StarCraft II and to show the world how good they can be. And he named you specifically as one of the players that would be top 3 in the world when they move over to StarCraft II. How have you felt as a Zerg player from switching from Brood War to StarCraft II? And do you think the skill ceiling is as high as he thought it would be in the switch?
First of all,
고마운
I really want to
말씀
thank
드리고요.
Nada for that compliment. I feel like I'm undeserving, and almost like tears are streaming down my face.
저를 그렇게 봐주시기
So
감사합니다.
first of all, I want to say
네.
thank you to Nada.
그리고
And about the statement he
자신은
made
사실
for being top 3, I don't think that's
자신이
true.
있어요, 저는.
I actually think I'm going to be
일단
number
세계에서
1.
뭐 탑3 안에
And moving forward about
나다
StarCraft
선수의
2,
말씀을
as you know, in regards to
하셨었는데
skill ceiling,
저는
I do feel it is an
넘버
easier
원이 될
game.
거고요.
So, and that was the
충분히 전 그렇게 될
prevalent
거라고
opinion amongst a lot of Brood
생각을
War
하고
pros.
있고.
And going into it, actually playing it,
그리고
I do
뭐
feel like now
스타투가
there's a
있냐,
shorter amount of
원이
time
있냐, 뭐 그런
to
말씀을
master the game
하셨는데
compared to StarCraft 1, just mechanically. So I do
원을
feel like
이렇게
it is a reachable goal,
한
and I will be
사람은
number 1.
스타투를 적응하는 게 이제
I don't think there's a
다른
difficulty
사람들보다
difference
좀 더
in terms of
짧은
transitioning.
기간에
I think it is the same.
적응이
When I
된다고
play Zerg,
느꼈어요.
I feel it's a very
해보니까
difficult
알겠더라고요.
race.
그래서
There's a lot of
이제
hard things to master.
조만간 이제
What I do feel,
스타투로
however,
완벽하게
is that the jump of power
하게 되면은
from the state of the Zerg in StarCraft 1 to the
정말,
state of Zerg in
네,
StarCraft 2
스타투가
is
더
significant.
쉽기 때문에
There are a lot more things
그래서
mechanically that Zerg are
빠르게
able to do in
적응을
StarCraft
더
2. So
할수 있지
overall,
않을까
it's
생각이
more
들어요.
accurate to say that it's a
제가
stronger
느꼈을 땐
race compared to StarCraft
뭐
1.
저그가
Whereas
다른 종족보다
Terran and Protoss
더
in StarCraft 1 compared to
쉽다고
StarCraft 2, they would be maybe
느끼진
about the
않아요.
same amount of effectiveness
똑같다고
as
저는 생각이
the
들고요.
between both games. But the Zerg in
저그는
StarCraft 2 are
대신,
just simply
그러니까
better
대신
than the Zerg in StarCraft
저그는
1. So maybe that was why he made that
그만큼
statement.
적응을 하는 데는 사실 어려운 종족이라고 생각이 들어요. 1에 비해서 2에서 이제 더 많은 테크닉을 요구를 한다고 생각이 들거든요. 하지만 그런 것들을 모두 다 이제 소화를 한다면은 다른 종족들보다 스타 1에서보다 저그가 좀 더 이제 강해졌다고 저는 생각이 들어서 뭐 그럼 이 정도면 답변이 될 거예요.
You got to play Heart of the Swarm a little bit here in Anaheim. What are your thoughts on the game?
아직은 완벽히
So playing the game, I realize it's a beta, so nothing is set in stone. So keeping that in mind and going into it, regardless, the units that I got to play and experience, I felt really expanded the strategic options that I have. So that I recognize, but I still understand that since this is very early on, many things could change. Nothing is set in stone.
활용도가 굉장히 이렇게 폭이 넓어졌다고 생각이 들기 때문에 기대가 많이 돼요.
All right, thank you, Jaedong, and good luck in the tournament tonight. I'm from Rod Brezov from GameSpot.com. Please check out the front page for the rest of the interviews and coverage of the MLG Anaheim Spring Championships.